Hello and welcome to the first edition or first session of Conscious Living Collective. My name is Tomek. I am a scientist and a teacher here on Insight Timer, and I welcome you sincerely to this first session, live session of 2022. Feel free to say hello and introduce yourself, where you're from, and how are you doing today. And I'm so happy to be here, and I will be introducing the purpose of this Conscious Living Collective and what I have in mind when I say that. But I'd like to hear from you. How are you doing? And what brought you here to this live session? What is your purpose behind this all? I can still see people joining in, so I give you a minute or two to settle in and to make yourself at ease. And we will start shortly. So how has your 2021 been? It has been and it was an interesting year with all that happened, the pandemic, and so much more. So my purpose for starting the Conscious Living Collective is to bring to the forefront something that I have been missing. Being in lockdown, being isolated, going through the pandemic. And that is a collective community of like-minded people. And if you attended any of my sessions or you listened to any of my meditations, I'm sure you know that expansion of consciousness and living a better, more fulfilling life, it is my purpose. So what is the better way to live more conscious life? And my idea for it is to create a collective of people around me that will subscribe to the same principles, interested in expanding, interested in living your life more purposefully. And the topic I want to introduce today and want to ask you about is the topic of fear. Because if there's one thing that stops us from living our life fully, is fear. And I want to start the session with a quote from a book that I only started reading recently. However, a book that is a classic in the sci-fi genre, and it is a book by Frank Herbert June. And interesting enough that this quote stuck with me, and even though it comes from the genre that you would think does not bring much into the wisdom tradition, yet this particular one might be of interest. And it goes like that. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. Frank Herbert June. Such a powerful quote to me. And I'm curious to know what you think about it. What is it that you are afraid of? What was in the past year that struck you as causing havoc in your life? I'll be very much curious to know. And this is gonna be the nature of our sessions. Together, we'll be coming and facing some of the challenges that otherwise are very difficult to face on your own, alone. When you sit in isolation, maybe in lockdown in some part of the world, it is very difficult to just be yourself and to take life easily. However, if you have the sense that you are not alone, and you are not alone, and if you are in the presence of a collective of people that together face similar challenges, this changes everything. Because it is an inevitable part of life that we will and we are facing various challenges, and facing them together is simply easier. So just for this first session, I want to tell you what kind of topics we'll be considering. The first one is today is the topic of fear. So I still can't see any comments coming up, and I wonder if you are there, or I'm just still not seeing anything. But I'll be curious to know, what you are afraid of. The topic for the next week will be topic of overthinking and the overthinking mind. And perhaps for the next time, we'll be talking about the power of self-critic and what it is to deal with it on a daily basis. Obviously, something that is very much related to mind wandering and overthinking. So if you are here, please say something and type something in the comments below to let me know that you are here, because so far I'm not seeing anything, which is very, very unusual. I just want to know if you are seeing this stream properly. I was just told that suddenly there's some technical problem. So it will be just me talking today, and maybe talking about my own experience, because I can't see any of you, any comments on the screen. And I would love to. Part of the sessions will be interaction. I will always invite you to bring your own challenges and share with our Conscious Living Collective, and perhaps get a feedback on how to deal with them, or simply be present to them and helping you with overcoming them in a mindful way. But since this is not a session just for talking, but also for practicing, I will be inviting you, usually in the second part of the session, to meditate with me, to meditate on the current state of affairs. What is happening with you? What is in your heart? And what are the challenges that you're facing? And once again, my experience of past 2 years of doing those live streams is that doing live meditation, meditating together, has a very different quality and brings so much support. It is so much easier because we do indeed bring that collective consciousness into work, and our experience is enhanced through the very action of meditating together. But again, that is my experience, and I'll be curious to know, what is your experience? So since we cannot really have the conversation today about fear, and it's just me talking, how about we jump straight into the meditation? And perhaps you can join me in my circle and put there all the comments and all the questions that you have. In case that you are here for the first time and you wish to join our weekly sessions of Conscious Living Collective, please go to my profile on Insight Timer, click the follow button and the bell that will allow you to receive infrequent notifications about what is happening in that space, and notifications about upcoming events, workshops, and also live events. Okay, so without further ado, let us just collect ourselves for a moment and bring forth everything that you are afraid of, anything that this new year brought to forefront of your awareness. And perhaps there are things that are particularly challenging, and naturally the fear comes up. And perhaps, only perhaps, together we can deal with this experience better. Okay, so make yourself feel comfortable. As always, with every meditation, one thing that we are at least in part in control of is our position. So we can sit in a way that make us feel at ease, comfortable. I always suggest to put your feet on the floor in a way that you feel supported and centered. Your hands in your lap. Sit upright in what I call a dignified position. Upright, allowing unrestricted flow of your breath. In and out, in and out, in and out. And allow your eyes to close. And before we jump into meditation, bring to the forefront of your awareness everything that you wish to face collectively, knowing that you are not alone and supported by our wonderful community of like-minded people. Knowing that you are not the only one who experiences this challenge, whatever it is. The way you experience it is very unique because you are unique. But the challenge itself is shared amongst so many others. Perhaps some of them are right here with you. So whatever that is, bring it forth. And if you experience a feeling of stress or anxiety, fearful emotions that come to awareness as a result of bringing that up, recognize once again that you are not alone, and now you are facing it with the strength of all of us who gathered here today. And with that in mind, bring your awareness to your body. Bring your awareness to all those sensations that right now arise in response to the challenge that you are facing. And you may experience tension, discomfort, tightness, hotness, coldness. You may experience it in your throat, in your chest, in your stomach. You may feel it through the entirety of your body. And whichever way you feel it, it is okay. If you feel inclined to do so, take one deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Perhaps softening the edge of that tension that you're experiencing, if there is any. And mindfully experience all that fear, all those emotions and sensations that are in this very present moment a part of you. recognizing that you are experiencing them, but you are not them. Make that distinction. You are capable of experiencing various states, emotions, receiving and processing various thoughts. But ultimately, you are not defined by them. Even though it may feel this way in the moment. Awareness has the power of transforming the experience. Awareness seems like a beam of light that brings a new perspective on the immediate experience of the present moment. So right now I invite you to allow the experience to simply be, feeling your emotions, experiencing your thoughts, experiencing your bodily sensations, without trying to change them, alter them in any shape or form, without judgment, whether pleasant or unpleasant. Allow yourself to simply be with them. And create a space around it. Finding a mindful response as opposed to instinctive, fearful reaction to whatever it is happening. And it may not feel easy to do so. But once again, recognize that you are not alone, neither in your experience, nor in the fact of your presence. There are many others right here, right now, that support you. And I am here by your side to hold the space for your experience, for you to simply be with the experience. Breathing in and breathing out, the constant that never changes in spite of everything that happens around you. Breath as your faithful companion and ally in this process. Breathing in and breathing out. Creating space around the experience, creating space around the present moment. And now to conclude this short meditation, make a mental note about how do you feel right now? How did you feel at the beginning of this meditation? And what is your state of being right now? Remember that the intention behind this meditation will continue working throughout the day. You made a mark in your consciousness with the intention of facing any of the challenges, any of the fears with courage and integrity. And right now, begin bringing your awareness back to your physical senses, back to the physicality, recognizing that you are embodied consciousness, hearing the sounds, feeling the surface underneath your feet, sensing your hands, recognizing the boundaries of your physical body. Now, let us add a gentle physical movement, starting with wiggling your toes, moving your fingers. Slowly and gently tilt your head to the left, tilt your head to the right, back to the center, and let us all together take one deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome back. Wonderful. As I said, for me personally, meditating with you has a very different quality, and I always appreciate it. And I feel blessed to be able to meditate with a community of such a wonderful people from around the world. I wish I could see your comments, but as it happens sometimes, Inside Timer has technical difficulties, and I hope they are going to be resolved by the time of our next session, at the same time next week. In the meantime, I invite you once again to follow me on Inside Timer, subscribe, and turn on notifications. If you wish, you may join our circle. When you can post the comments or questions that you didn't have a chance to ask here, or I couldn't see them. Maybe you did, and I couldn't see them because I can't see any comments coming up, which is quite unusual. And stay tuned for the next time when we connect together and we are together. So for now, I wish you a wonderful day, a pleasant afternoon, or a restful night wherever you are, and look forward to connecting with you next time. Until then, bye bye.